What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. In today's video, we are back with another week of crazy bets in Wall Street, courtesy of Wall Street Bets, as per usual. So if you are excited for today's video, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on the bell notifications for all future uploads. There's a lot of money to be made here, and we have a lot of trades to cover and a lot of learning experiences as per usual from the Fridge Financials team. Coming in with the first one, first person that I saw literally on Reddit said, as if it couldn't get worse, but will I be okay? You have an account deficit of $212,000, aka he looks like he is getting margin called. Big problem here when you're playing the markets here, and if you are following along the markets, you would have known that the market sold off a lot on Friday because of tariff threats again from the Trump administration, and the market was not happy. So maybe this person was over leveraged on margin, who really quite knows, but having a margin call of $212,000 is absolutely insane. So please be mindful when you're using margin or you're leveraged at any way, because it could flip a script in a matter of a minute. Going on to the next one here. This person said, this, kids, is why you buy insurance and basically why you hedge your portfolio. Because as the SPY, as QQQ, as it all sold off on Friday during the market hours, this person had a hedge against it. Now, it is a call credit spread, basically betting that QQQ will go down. And he got a big move as a result of it, and he was able to make $11,000 here as a total return. Now, the interesting thing to remember is that this is very smart, because hedging a portfolio is never a bad way. Basically, what a hedge is a strategy that kind of goes against your portfolio, but it's a small percentage of your portfolio. So if you have, say, $1 million in SPY ETF, you might have, maybe, 10, 15, 20,000 in a hedge against it. So that way, if your portfolio loses some value, the hedge still gains value and kind of offsets it a little bit, as an example here. So this is why you do, in fact, hedge your portfolios. I hedge mine. I do, poor man's covered calls essentially on leap options. So you buy a leap option, you then sell a shorter dated cover call. So that way, if the leap doesn't move right away, you still get some premium, and you also give more time for the leap to still make some money, and you're able to offset your cost basis here. So, ways to hedge your portfolios, there's plenty of them, but this is one of the ways he did it, and he made, $11,000, which is absolutely amazing. So it's a shout out to you for hedging. Again, do not be afraid to hedge your portfolios. Now, this person said 2.2 million loss in 1 week thanks to Google. And I went into what he was writing about on Wall Street Bets, and he had options in Google and Apple. And as you can see here, he was at $3.8 million at October 6th, and by the end of the week, he was at 1.6. Probably because, again, Wall Street did not love the news of Trump administration bringing back tariffs. We thought we were out of it. We thought it was all behind us. And, our focus now is on rate cuts. And then that ball gets dropped back on us again. Fun times in this market. I mean, you never know. Again, with this administration, I feel like in general, you never know when the script will flip. Okay, that's a huge flip. Markets are rallying. He's going to threaten tariffs. Stock market's going to plummet. He's then going to relieve the tariff news again, and it's probably going to rally back up again. It's just the craziest, wild roller coaster ride of the market. So this person was over leveraged. He even said it. He was over leveraged, and he lost 2.2 million in a week. That's unbelievable. I did. Be mindful. And again, by saying over leverage, basically we're saying, having too much money into one basket, having too much money into tech stocks like Apple and Google is what creates the downfalls. It creates the upsides, but it also creates the downsides. So be mindful, be diversified. All that kind of stuff is what helps you grow your accounts at an effective rate. Moving on to the next one. Someone said, need someone to tell me it'll all be okay. And the crazy thing with this is that not that he lost $159,000, but he lost that in 1 day. 1 day. chances are 0 DTE options. If I was to guess, obviously, I don't really know. He didn't show all the trades, maybe, but that's insane. That's the definition of over leverage right there. If I've ever seen one before, that is the definition of over leverage. So that is a crazy, crazy loss to have in one day. Not a week, not a month, not a year. One day. Again, if you're not good with trading options, you can always go back to index funds, buying individual stocks, all those kind of things, because this right here is not a stock play. I don't think any stock was down 85% today or whatever day this was. I think it was an options play, could be a 0 DTE YOLO, and maybe it was, could have been, on Friday. I don't remember what the day was of this one. I don't know if this is when the market sold off. I'm not really quite sure. Could be one like that, just be mindful of your position sizes, your risk management, all that kind of stuff so that this does not happen. This person said quick and easy AMD gains. And let me tell you, at the end of this video, we have some wild AMD gains coming up here. This person made $25,000 on AMD put options, though, which is wild. So AMD had announced a multi-year partnership with OpenAI, and it sent the stock skyrocketing up when the news broke. And these stocks that have these big moves, these big skyrockets that you will see happening, usually don't last very long, in my opinion. It's going to rally, same thing like Oracle. Like Oracle rallied up after talking about AI and stuff like that, and OpenAI partnership and stuff like that. So they rally up for like a day or two, and then they usually have some sort of profit-taking correction. It can't just skyrocket up. So this person actually went the opposite way. He waited until, a day or two went by. Then he's like, you know what? I'm going to go put side on AMD. And it was a very, very good bet. Came back down. He made $25,000 on the put side. Later on the video, we'll talk about what people made on the call side, which was unbelievable, life-changing money. Move on to the next one. This person did Oracle full send. And it is a full send because look at the position ratio, 98.06%. But here's the frustrating thing. These are call options for October 24th. If you want to do a full send YOLO on an option play, my recommendation, not financial advice, my recommendation, give yourself some time or give the stock some time. October 24th, you're looking at about literally 2 weeks. 2 weeks for Oracle to go to 305. And it's at 293. And it has to go to 305 plus what he paid. So actually 315, almost, 316 basically to break even here. And he's got 2 weeks to do it. And with the announcement of the Trump administration tariff threats and stuff like that on China, I don't see that happening here. So again, if you did a less amount of contracts for a longer dated option, that's the safer bet. So if you want to do those options trades, again, keep that in mind as we're doing these because it's very, very risky if you go short term. You're looking for a big move in a short amount of time. Like honestly, it would have to go up, I think almost like 7-8% if I had to guess off the top of my head. But in the matter of 2 weeks, which is possible, yes, but will it happen? I don't really feel like it is based off of what just unraveled on Friday. Moving on to the next one. This person said, finally saying goodbye to IREN. And look at these gains here, okay? Not just the money, but look at the percent return. He had these contracts at $1.38 and they're up $55. He's up 3,800%. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. He put in, it looks like $700 and he made $27,000 here. And he says, finally saying goodbye. It's like, yeah, well, okay. Well, now we got to say goodbye to it now. It's like, oh no, what a problem to have. But this dude made some good profit here. And I'm glad that this is a person who's taking profits. A lot of people see these gains and they want more. They get greedy. They want more. They want it to keep going up. And this person's like, you know what? I'm good now. I'm taking my profits off the table. I think it's probably going to come back probably or pull back down because it's had a huge rally up to $70, which is wild to me. But at this moment in time, hey, markets were at all-time highs, not anymore. They were pushing all-time highs. We got rate cuts coming. Things just aren't looking certain. We have a government shutdown. What happens? Well, let's just take some profits off the table. Nothing wrong with that. And then what's crazy is that someone underneath it, this is a different person who posted posted finally saying goodbye to RKLB, and it was a different user. And this person made 18,000 or 7,000% gain on like $200, which is crazy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And again, nothing ever wrong. Again, look at how long these are. These are dated, like 7-8 months out. I don't know about the other one. The other one was dated. He had like about a 7-month expiration as well. So, these longer term options you're looking for is where that money is to be made, because it gives the time for stock to move in the direction you want it to go in, and not in like 2 weeks or a month. They're looking at 7, 8, 9 months. That's where you make your money. That's how you're able to do it and make some killer gains. So shout out to you, my friend, as well. This person made some money on Path gains. And again, same thing. Bought, and he's got a couple months here. So Path's had a big rally recently, and he's made over 2,000% on $2,000. And he paid like $90 and he made over $2,000. Unbelievable returns here as well. But again, at least he gave himself a little bit of time. It's a momentum play, I'm feeling like, more or less. But he made it, about a 3-month expiration. Even 3 months isn't bad. Anything under a month is where you get more of that riskier move that you're looking for. But, 2, 3, 5 months, 6 months, a year, those are the ones that give you a little bit of time on your side to not have you lose money here. So again, unbelievable returns here. Again, on Path, that's been a little bit of a momentum play. So he made some good money on that as well. This one is hysterical. After seeing all comments, decided to be less risky. $117,000 he bought in Snap shares. He full ported his entire account into Snapchat shares. Yeah, be less. Hey, is it less risky? Yes, because he has shares and not options. But Snapchat is a very volatile stock. It can move up 1% and go down 5% and go up 3%. So my only advice, my recommendation, always hopefully, is that he would hopefully start selling some covered calls here, even at $9 strike prices or even $10 for a little bit long term. So that way you can secure those gains in, or at least offset your cost basis. That would be my recommendation. Obviously, it's not financial advice. But if you do have a lot of money into shares of a company that you love and you are full on into it, don't be afraid to sell some covered calls, even like higher strike prices. So that way it at least locks in your gains, right? Nothing wrong with that. But at least it is, I guess, less risky in that regard. This person made over $130,000 on Tilray, which I believe is a cannabis stock. Crazy. Put in about $40,000. He made about $130,000. That's just unbelievable. I bought it for 50 cents a share, and now it's at $214. An unbelievable return he's got here. So shout out to you on that one. We also have another one that comes up in a couple of slides here as well. Someone else that had Tilray, which is really, really interesting. This person said AMD cover call got smoked. And the thing to remember, again, we did this before on other Wall Street Bet videos, is that you never know the news that will be announced. You just never will. You'll never know about the news that comes out in regards to what could happen, right? Open Door, people were like, oh, I got destroyed in my cover calls on Open Door. Well, yeah, of course, because they announced all those news events came out, and it's shot the price up of a stock like 80%. AMD obviously had that big partnership announcement with OpenAI, and it shot the stock up. But you can't predict that. It's just impossible. So, here's my only hope in my logic here is that hopefully he sold a $180 strike price. Hopefully his cost basis isn't $180. Hopefully it's like, $150 or $140. So at least he's able to capitalize on those gains still. And you know what? With how the market might react in the next week or two, these might come back down anyways, and there's nothing wrong. If these come back down a little bit, you can either roll it, close it for a loss if you're bullish more long-term on it. But if this is above your strike price that you paid for, then you've already made money still. So nothing really to complain about. But again, you never know what will happen with a stock, right? News over the weekend, news overnight. That's why they always put the news out before or after market hours. You just never know what's going to happen. So, it is unfortunate, but these things happen. As long as you're selling your options, your covered calls above what you paid for your shares, you still gonna make some money no matter what. This is the other Tilray, by the way. This guy made $300,000. He put $400K into this trade, and he's up $300,000. That's crazy. And he got in at $1.19. The other guy got in at 50 cents. Imagine he bought this amount at 50 cents. Oh my goodness gracious. Unbelievable returns again. And it's full ported too, which is crazy. So, but amazing returns, amazing profits. Cannot argue with that. This person said EOSE, $1 million gain. I've never even heard of this company before. I don't even know what it is. I still don't know what it is. And he bought in at $1.51. And they're now trading at $15. He almost 10x his money. He put in $100,000 and he made over $1 million. What? 80,000 shares too. Like not even like trading options, just buying the shares. I have no idea what they even do. If you know what they do and you're watching this video, leave down in the comment section below. I have no idea what this company does, but this guy made over $1 million. It just goes to show, it could be any stock that you think of that might be the one that makes that retirement money, right? So that's unbelievable there. And what's even crazier? It's only half of his portfolio. So, he's definitely got a multi-million-dollar account here. So shout out to you, my friend. That's unbelievable. This is what I love about this post here. Bought NVIDIA in 2022 because I liked gaming, and he's made 1,000% gain for over $197,000 in profit later on. And sometimes when you're investing, it is that simple. You don't have to do charting. You don't have to look in the financials sometimes. You don't do all that stuff. You could just go off of what you know and what you use and what you love, right? I love gaming. I bought into NVIDIA. I love my iPhone. I bought into Apple stock. I love what my iPhone is, MacBooks, whatever. It's that simple for a lot of people where you buy into what you use. And that's where you make money. This guy's up over 1,000%. It's unbelievable. Average share price is $16 and it's at $190 right now. Like it's crazy. So unbelievable returns. Again, it's that simple for some people. So feel free, as always, to do it that way as well. Buy into what you use, buy into what you see, buy into what you're around. That's where you can also make the money as well. This one was very interesting. I've never seen this before. This person, for the last 5 years, all he has been doing is wheeling American Airlines. Nothing else. No other company, no other stock, nothing else. So he sells cash secured puts on American Airlines, gets profit, gets assigned at $11 or $10 or whatever, then sells covered calls, then sells cash secured puts, then sells covered calls. Puts, calls, back and forth. He just does it over and over and over again. And over the last 5 years, he's up 200%. Because American Airlines is a stock that's kind of just trades around that $11 mark. It's been trading on that $11 mark for many, 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 many years right now at this point. So he's been wheeling and dealing, wheeling and dealing. It's all he's been doing. Buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. And it's that easy. Assign the shares, sell covered calls. Lose covered calls, sell cash secured puts. It's that easy for him. And it's that simple sometimes for a lot of people investing. It's that easy, and maybe it's something that I want to go down the route of maybe, I have leap options, stuff like that, and poor man's cover calls. Maybe just wheeling one stock that is going to be just stagnant, just trading back and forth is the way to make that money there. So that's unbelievable. It's a good idea, honestly. And, it's something I'm going to look into for the future, but shout out to you for making that money there. This person said, trying again with QS short options. Will tomorrow be my day? He's down about $88,000. And now here's a thing that we've talked about in the Kingdom. If you follow us in the Kingdom in Discord with myself and Ryan, who do trivia every single week, it's almost gives me a reminder of the gambler's fallacy, where it's like, it didn't work last time, so it has to work this time. It didn't work yesterday, it has to work tomorrow. It didn't work this week, it has to work next week. No, it doesn't. Just because it didn't work the last couple times doesn't guarantee it's going to work. So this person says that he's trying again. Does it work? I don't know. But again, he's going 3 days out. Super risky gambling here. Betting for QS to go up. And I can promise you that it definitely wasn't over $15 or $15.92 before yesterday, because the market was tanked yesterday. And he put over $250,000 into this. It looks like almost $250,000 into it. So that's just unbelievable. So again, keep in mind when you're trading stocks, if you're going the same path over and over again and it doesn't hit, don't think that all of a sudden it has to work at some point. Okay? These markets can be irrational for a long time and you just do not know. So you have to know how to manage your positions, manage your risk, All those things are very, very important. This is just crazy to me. I didn't know this was even a thing. He has 103,000 full port on Webull, 2x leverage YOLO. At least he bought shares. But again, keep in mind, we're closed at all-time highs. We have rate cuts coming in. The labor market sucks. The government is shut down. The gold is at all-time highs. We are in a very, very unstable market right now. And this person's like, you know what's a good idea, guys? Leveraged stocks. Leverage. Yep, exactly. So if Webull comes down 5%, this portfolio goes down 10%. If Bull goes down 10%, this goes down 20%. Now, yes, there is the upsides for it as well. But again, leveraged ETFs when markets are close to all-time highs is very, very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. So keep that in mind, right? If we were at a market bottom, we had a huge pullback, leverage would make more sense because you got that pullback. Markets tend to go up more than down. That makes sense. But when we're at all-time highs and then you get this big news announcement, I would love to see, you know what, where's my phone? I'm going to do this right now. Let me take a look and see. What is Webull, what is BULU trading at now after this market? $14.47. So he's down about $1.50 per share. Yeah, he's down to like at least a couple thousand, easily a couple thousand. So this stock was down 17%, almost 20% today by itself. 20% by itself. Yeah, leverage ETFs are risky in this kind of market. This person has made a lot of money on Rich Tech Robotics, which is another stock that's been up and coming here with the robotics field and stuff like that in the sector. Bought in at about $2 a share. Right now it's at $7. And he's full ported it, as you can see here. So he's made $148,000. Very, very good trade here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to either sell some cover calls maybe or just to take out some money to get some profits on the table because again these are some stocks that have a lot of momentum, and when the momentum dies off, that's usually we get those big pullbacks. So hopefully take some profits or you sell some cover calls to make some extra money as well. But unbelievable gains here as well for you. This is insane. So this is one of the AMD profits on call options here. This person made $984,000 on AMD call options. I have no words. He put in, 24 grand into this. $24,000 to put into this. And he made $1 million. It's sometimes that you get it's the needle in the haystack. And you know what it is, though, with these kind of trades? That people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to go out and take some loans out. I'm going to go do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing. And it's like, you can't predict that this is what's going to happen. This person was willing to risk $24,000 and the risk and the reward paid off here. But imagine he lost all. Imagine AMD broke out news that it was laying off 20% of people, right? And then the stock comes down 15, 20% and he loses all that money. That's a whole different situation, right? But that is just an unbelievable, unbelievable return. Life-changing money right there. Someone lost $2.2 million in a week. This guy made $1 million in a week here. Absolutely amazing. And this guy is, I think, the winner of everything for AMD here. And he titled it, Mama, I Made It. This person bought AMD call options for $7,000 on a gamble. And he sold it for $1.2 million. $1.2 million from 7,000. That is unbelievable. You know what it is, though? People are going to be sitting there being like, oh my God, I'm going to go take out some money. I'm going to go sell everything and full port into this. And I'm going to get the same thing as this guy did. And you just can never predict that some kind of news like this is going to break out and make a stock go up that much. Also, keep in mind, think of the tax bill he's going to have, though. I know, and again, he made a lot of money no matter what. But the tax bill here, you're looking at short-term capital gains tax. Even if you have the income bracket of like 20% or whatever, you're still paying, a couple $100,000 in taxes at the end of all that. Obviously, unless he lost a lot of money somewhere else. But unbelievable returns there. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Again, this is an unbelievable week. Some people made millions. Some people lost millions. Some people are just all over the place, and these are always those educational videos to bring life and bring awareness to the financial reality of things and to kind of bring the knowledge to the people who want to watch it. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Obviously, if you did make it far in the video, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications per usual. I hope you're making money in the market in any way, shape, or form and not just YOLOing every single thing you have into one stock. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video.